Hello everybody, this is the Strumkeys. We're doing the fourth tutorial. My bad. Let me zoom out of that real quick. So right now we're gonna go to main menu, and then this is all to do with the sequencer. So this is sequencer, turns it on, and it puts it into its own menu. And then this is the modulation menu shortcut, but there's another shortcut that I like to use too. This is your page minus, page plus. So this is 64 steps, but starts out as 16. So go ahead and turn that on. So right now it'd be blank, and this is your step view. So if we turn encoder 1 back, you have your chord view again back, and then just like the default view, you have your play and your stop. Now if you do that, you can press play in the default view and strum, do whatever. But so anyways, you pretty much press a chord. Now you know what, we'll start with this one, plot, and then do that one. Whoop, there, that one there, that one there. Something kind of close to that. Now we go back to chord view. You don't really want to change this is the tempo, but you don't really want to change the tempo in any of the step views, because it just acts a little weird. So just go to chord view, and they're in tens. So essentially right now, this is 90, so it's 10, 20, 30, 40, you just count that. Then it'll have a space right here, and that's what separates it. It's also momentary, so once I stop adjusting this, it just goes back. So and then these are cyan, or like light blue, and they go up to 5, and then it starts going yellow all the way to 9, and then you get your next 10, which is for this one 100. This goes all the way up to 360 BPM. So we're gonna do 95. Looks good to me. That was painful. I think a higher BPM would be a lot better. Let's do like 180. Right. Okay, so yeah, the basic pattern there. Now if we go back into here and we do the page up or page minus, we'll do page plus for this. So essentially we have our step view. Second encoder is now the one that goes for the pages. So we'll do something similar. I think I started with that one. This one. Don't quite remember. Just kind of randomly plotting them. Be some a little different. Alright, so now that we have that, press play. Go to here. It's our second page. It's our first. Second. Anyways, So let's just do the full chord. So I already showed you tempo. You could either hit the modulation menu back in there in the main menu, or you can just press the encoder 3. And when you go back to step view, instead of being step view, it's your modulation menu. So that's like a nice shortcut too. But anyways, so your modulations are filter, gate, volume. This is your LFO for all 3 of these. And then you have, this is what controls it. So your, well, this, not really what controls it. This is what your trill bar, the multi-touch, can do. And it's the same thing. It's just filter, gate, and volume. I'm still working out little glitches in that because it'll adjust the these, but audibly it'll adjust the filter. Although it won't, like if you're doing volume and you're changing it, it'll still audibly affect the filter, even though that's meant for volume. But it won't plot any in the modulation sequence of the filter, if that makes sense. So I gotta work out that a little bit. And then this is your punch in button, where it just randomly sets whatever, you know. So if I, well, you know, I'll explain this and then I'll show that. Excuse me. This is your direction. So default, reverse, ping pong, and then random. And then this bottom row doesn't really do anything. This was a bypass. I'll probably have to take that away, but it's just gonna show, it's showing some of the other screens into this. I don't know why it does that, but doesn't really bother me because buttons don't really do anything. But this was for the bypass for modulation, though I just incorporated that into the bypass of the last tutorial. You know, the 3rd row in the main menu. You can also do modulation for other line level instruments, synthesizers, that type of thing, which is kind of cool. So anyways, let me adjust this camera a little bit. There you go. So let's go let's go random. We'll do, well, each one of these has its own, so right now you can't really, you can just plot them there. You can't really change the value. It's just all or nothing really. So we'll go ahead and plot some kind of like that. Yeah. So there we go. That's what I was looking at. Because I went on random. I was wondering. I was like, wait a minute. But yeah. So yeah, the other thing is oh shoot, because I have it on the, there you go. Alright. But yeah, that, you have multiple of these modulations per page as well. I kind of forgot to mention that. But you have to go back to the step view of that second page, and then yeah, see, on this one, then you would press my menu and then hit it again, and you'd be at there. But anyways, so you have that, gate, volume. If you select one of these, that's, you know, the trill bar. That's how you get a little bit more accurate, or, well, I don't even know about accurate. It would just be more adjustable values. So if you wanted to do that, you could get a little bit better values. So we'll do do filter, or actually we'll showcase volume. So essentially, so since you have that selected, now you go back to here and you press that and it arms it. So instead of just being a blank play button, you arm it, and once you press play, then anything you do in there, it records it. So and okay, and if we go into here, you'll see some of the values are lighter than the others. And that's just because you're getting more accurate, adjustable values pretty much, instead of just being all or nothing. And then if you, I don't know why I did that. Press that again, you go to your LFO, you press that, and then all of these change it. So you got your type, rate, or your type, I think this is depth, and then rate. Yeah. So, oh yeah, and then you have to go into whichever one you're trying to change. So we're gonna go volume, and then so anyways, that's pretty much the sequencer. If you arm it, you can also play your chords how you want to play them, but it's not like the looper where it captures the strum. It does it per step. So if you press this one and you play it, you're only going to get it for that step. That was kind of the whole purpose of me making the looper. Instead of trying to restructure this whole bunch, I just made the looper separate so it can capture exactly how you play. The sequencer is more like, like a sequencer really. So yep, that is it. And then I guess I could showcase the bypass for it. So if we press this, I still have my MC101. I'll just do. I think I'm still set to volume on that, and that's why it's messing up. Oh, because I press that. There we go. There you go. Now it's back to that. Okay. That's your random punch-in effect. Let's actually put. It's because I'm in sequencer. Some of the buttons won't work if you're in sequencer. I forgot about that. Okay. You would have to go back and disable the sequencer and then go. Yeah. Okay. I was gonna put some overdrive on it, but yeah, I might still do that. Or you know what? It's probably acting weird because of the. Just a bug, I guess. But anyways, so I got that. Yeah, I still gotta optimize this. I'm kind of going through some of the coding and going over it. I haven't changed anything in the coding lately. Besides the ARP, I think was the ARP and the keys. Oh, that's another thing I should show you. The ARP actually works in the sequencer too. So if you put an ARP in the sequencer, it'll go. It's kind of cool. Let me actually show that real quick. So I'll go back to here, deselect everything. We'll go back to here and page minus that. Okay. So we're gonna go. Oh yeah. I'm gonna have to deselect that ARP. Go here. Oh yeah, this is your keys. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. But just your basic 12 keys, and then so right now we're on C. We'll do E for a little bit of difference. That sounds pretty cool. I like that. All right. So essentially, you still plug in your notes that you want. I don't know how fast this is gonna go, so I'm just gonna plotting them sparingly for that first row. But this row I'm gonna do all together, and then do the same thing. This one, here, here again, and you know what? We'll leave it the last three. All right, so let's try this. See how wild it sounds without the yeah. Which one? I don't really want to erase the. Yeah, I don't know. It sounded pretty good last time, so let's. Get that punch-in effect. Randomize it. And it's also going back to, so when you press this, it automatically changes whatever modulation it wants and the LFO parameter. And then once you press it again, it goes back to whatever you had set. So it doesn't like erase whatever you had set. So you just got really cool stuff on there. Again, I gotta like optimize some of this stuff a little bit better. Just to make sure I have a lot less glitches and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at on that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. That's pretty much the last of the tutorials, but I'll have more videos up of like shorts and stuff like that, just showcasing a bunch of features and stuff like that. So, all right. See you guys later.